Hello, my little earth angels, and welcome to my channel. This is Tiffany, and I am going to be doing a reading for the Sun of Aquarius for the last quarter of the year, October, November, and December. We're just going to dive right in, and I'm going to be pulling 3 cards from our messengers today and from our light guild. We'll see what they want us to know. See what they want us to know. So my beautiful Aquarians, calling in all light allegiances, angels, spirit guides. What are the messages for Aquarius for October, November, and December of 2020? Messages for the last quarter, October, November, December of 2020. I want to thank you all for joining me here. This is a fairly new channel, so if by the time you get done with this video you appreciate the messages that have come through for you, please make sure that you hit subscribe with the little bell, because I will be doing these monthly, possibly even weekly. We'll see how it goes. And share the video with any other Aquarians in the Sun, Moon, and Rising Venus signs. Get these messages out. You may see my cat wandering around. She likes to join. She likes to join things. All right, so here we go. We've got the Magician in the Mirror. This has been coming up a lot for Aquarians and light workers. And then we've got a storm warning. And then the last one is the man holding a coin. So the messages here, especially for Aquarians with the Magician in the Mirror, Aquarians are absolutely wonderful at creating. That's what they do. They look for opportunities wherever they go. They're always manifesting new thoughts. They're always manifesting life. And not only that, but they're also wondering how it was manifested. So you may find yourself through the last quarter of the year contemplating what you have manifested so far this year, but then also going into next year and moving into the energies of next year, what it is that you want to create for yourself. And it does start with you. Unlike the Magician card in the regular tarot deck, this is a Magician in a mirror, which means there is a self-reflection there, which is absolutely beautiful. And the next one we have is a storm warning. And the first thing I picked up on this card is that it's the 10th card, which is the end of a cycle, but also the start of a new beginning. It's the number 10. And what I'm feeling from this card, the storm warning, is change. We'll have to see how the rest of the spread comes out, but I'm feeling that this has to do with change. There's a lot of cycles that are ending for people right now, and Aquarius, it looks like you are also on that list, so we'll see what that's about. And then we've got the man holding a coin, and this is another one that has been popping up a lot in people's readings when I do it for them, and it is that masculine energy. But what I really notice is the placement of the coin. It's an oriental coin, and there is a geometrical hole in the center, which means to me, and what has been coming up, what it means to me is that as we move into the heart, because you can see he's holding that coin over the heart, so it's a little bit shielded, but there is a way in. It's definitely not completely closed off. So there's a way in and there is also a way out, but that path is very, very narrow. So we'll see what comes up for that. All right, let's jump into this spread. And again, we're going to be doing the last quarter of the year for October, November, and December. So I ask that my light allegiances, all light allegiances, guides, angels, join us here for the very most accurate readings. We want the clearest messages coming through for our sweet Aquarians. Please guide us through the last quarter of the year. The clearest messages, please. All right, we're gonna cut this. I'm just gonna start laying these out. Like that. Like that. And on the bottom of the deck, we've got the Hermit over here. All right, wow. So we're going to be starting over here with October, November, and December of 2020. And what we have under the Magician and the Mirror, we have the Ten of Cups. We've got the Knight of Pentacles, and we've also got the Knight of Swords. And so it feels to me, again, and we're talking about completion, right? So here we've got a couple of completion cards up here. So for October, it's really beautiful because you've got these cups that are sitting right on the rim of the shore right there. And you've got the Ace of Cups up here in the heavens. So that the Ace of Cups is the gift from the heavens, starting a new cycle when this one ends. And I love the fact that the water is here right now because it's a purification, specifically a purification of your emotions. So you may find yourself needing to close down any emotional turmoil that has been built through the first 3 quarters of this year, because there's something coming in, there's something that wants to come in, but that cycle has to clear first. And again, the fact that it's coming under the Magician and the Mirror, that's looking at yourself, which is what you are doing. You're contemplating here. You're looking back and seeing what that completion is. You may even find yourself dreaming about it, because water is also very dreamy. So are the air signs, very dreamy. But these waters are deep running waters, and especially when we get up to the 10 in any suit, I mean, we've collected a lot of emotional experiences. And with the Knight of Pentacles here and also the Knight of Swords here, especially by the end of the month, it looks like you're going to be moving through that, which is wonderful. I love that. And the overall energy of this reading is the Hermit. I forgot to go over that with you. So we've got the energy of the Hermit here for the last quarter of the year, which is perfect because that's what you want to do. You want to take that moment, you want to contemplate so you can move forward, and you've got this guiding light. It looks like you've been following that light, which is beautiful. For those of you that are kind of lost in your emotions and this hasn't quite closed down yet, remember to look for the light within you and continue on that path, and take the time. Take the time to heal. Take the time to contemplate what you're doing, because you have the time. You have the time. And how do I know that? Because we've got the Knight of Pentacles right here, which is a slow mover. He's a knight. He's up on his horse. He's moving forward, but he contemplates his steps. He takes them one step at a time. This is very slow moving. And so it looks like through the month of October, take your time. Take your time closing this down. whatever that means for you. Because by the end of the month, you're gonna be off and running. And this is the Knight of Swords, which is air energy, which is Aquarian energy. And isn't this what Aquarians are usually used to, is climbing up on that horse and taking charge and, you know, riding the waves of the skies. It's like sky's the limit and you're ready to go. It's like you're re-energized, you've revamped, which is beautiful. In November, we've got the Two of Wands, we've got the Page of Cups, and we also have the Page of Wands. So we've got a couple of pages, new beginnings, right? So that's exactly what this is over here. It's that closing down of a cycle, which might be kind of stormy, right? Especially when dealing with the emotions. And this storm right here, I mean, you can easily whip an Aquarian up into a typhoon and into a tornado pretty easy. So this is actually you. This most likely is your inner storm. And you probably willingly created it, which is awesome because you're not afraid to do that. Every once in a while, if you slow down too much, it's like universe will come and give you a bump. But normally for Aquarians, you don't need that. You're perfectly comfortable starting your own storm. So with the Two of Wands, it's like whatever you're charging out for, you're gonna come to a place where you've got a couple of choices, which is nice. Who doesn't like choices, right? But Aquarians are beautiful that they're always looking of where they can be of service. Where can they share their knowledge? And Wands are fire energy, and it's about movement. And so you start November out with movement. And most of this reading looks very personal to me. It looks very interpersonal. I'm not seeing a lot of business on the board right now, so that's either under control, or if it's out of your control, it's having you feel very emotional and going deep within yourself. I'm not seeing a lot of business here. You know, there's the Knight of Knight of Pentacles, but I think that has more to do with the movement of the closing out of this Ten of Cups up here. Just kind of moving slow and allowing yourself to feel that. And then when you come up here to November and you're kind of looking out, you might be a little guarded. You know, you're standing on the other side of this wall. It's like you're not ducking behind it. You're not afraid, but you haven't made a choice yet about something. And so you might be feeling a little guarded or a little hesitant to do that. But by the middle of November, that completely changes. And you've got the Page of Cups here, ready to share whatever's in your cup, ready to fill your cup, ready to feel those feels. You know, the page is very new, fresh energy coming out of the water, right? It's like that right there on the water line, the Ten of Cups, Page of Cups, something new, something fresh for you. Perhaps it is emotional, perhaps it's spiritual growth. I do see a lot of spiritual growth here. We've got some major arcanas coming up here in a minute, which is pretty darn exciting. And then toward the end of the month, look what happens. You know, it's like a phoenix out of the flames here with this Page of Wands. Whatever process you moved through, whatever emotional things that you had to let go of, whatever emotional things that you literally felt like you had to just, you know, tornado it out of your life, it happens by the end of November, because you've got this beautiful card of a phoenix out of the flames. And even though this is fire energy, this is what Aquarians are all about. They don't just sit by idly and wait for life to happen to them. They go out and make it happen for them. So that's great. And then come December time, we've got the Wheel of Fortune, again, 10, change. We've got the Chariot, and then we've got your card right here, the Star. We've got your card right here. All major arcana cards. December just looks absolutely fantastic for Aquarians right here. So the Wheel of Fortune, many of you might know that in life, this is a universal spiritual card that reminds us that life never stops. That wheel is constantly turning, and as things come to a close, a new cycle begins. And when that new cycle begins, it builds up. We have this life experience. And once we've learned the lessons and gathered everything that we can gather, it closes down again and we go through a period of letting go and refreshing ourselves. And it seems to me that starting at the beginning of December, that's a perfect time for Aquarians to just allow that to happen. The wheel is turning. Because whatever is coming in, it's going to come in really fast and strong, because here we've got the Chariot. And again, this is a man holding a coin. So perhaps, you know, even I just got this feeling, perhaps even for some of you, there might be someone entering your life. It could be male or female. Again, this is just the energy of the card. A strong masculine energy, and women can have that too. We're all balanced with the yin and the yang. But it's going to be coming in pretty fast, and maybe you won't even be expecting it. You might not even be expecting it. Because the end of the month, and this is so beautiful, toward the end of 2020, you've got the Star card, and the Star is all about the Aquarius. Aquarius is all about the stars. They're constantly looking up to the stars. That's where their head is half the time. Unless they've got another sign in their moon or rising that kind of, you know, plants them down, they could stay out roaming the stars and contemplating the heavens and creation for the rest of their life. What's interesting about this card, on this side, this is how we normally are used to seeing this card with the Star card in a tarot deck. But with this vice versa deck, it's kind of interesting because this deck does not do reversals. It's more of an either or, right? It's either this or that. And so when it shows up in a reading this way, I mean, this beautiful Aquarian energy is so connected with their guides, and it's being encouraged that as we close the year down, as we close the last quarter down, that we remember what we are. We remember who we are. And we are star seeds. And you're being encouraged to pull in your ancestors, your spiritual ancestors, your light allegiance, your guides, your angels, as there's some beautiful messages in there for you. This is really fantastic. It looks like the last quarter of 2020 for Aquarians is a lot about self-contemplation, which is great because, you know, Aquarians are usually thinking about everything else and everybody else and everything out there. Really rare for an Aquarian to spend time inside and to see a whole quarter to that. Again, that's what's being encouraged here with the Hermit is just to go inside. Especially as we move deeper into the age of Aquarius, I'm actually not surprised to see that the Aquarian energy here for many are going to be going inside with themselves. because they want to know who they are. They want to know how they can benefit planetarily, how they can benefit. Wow. All right, beautiful. I am now going to pull a couple of messages from your universe just to close this reading out. Light allegiances, guides, and angels. What closing messages do you have for Aquarians for the last quarter of 2020? What are some closing messages for the Aquarian? Oh, those little beautiful Aquarians out there. Boy, these little cards are all rowdy. Kind of like the storm there. I feel like these are just, all of them are wanting to jump out. I just need a couple. I just need a couple. Thank you. All right. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, Ascended Masters. Create open communication. This is about channeling your inner being. This is about pulling in the messages and the power of your guides, your light allegiances, your angels, your creator. Really getting in touch with that. And Aquarians are great at doing that. You ask an Aquarian to jump on board and go soul search, and they're like, okay. Beautiful. Ascended Masters. Talk to them. Open those communication keys. You know, this is like an ascended master right here coming toward you. Do take the time. It may show up in your dreams. It may show up during meditation. You may just meet someone on the street and have this conversation with a complete stranger. This happens to Aquarians a lot. And you walk away and, you know, you feel like you're 10 levels ascended just from that one interaction. It's beautiful. So make sure you spend some time there. And then we also have Align Your Universe. So again, all inner work, realigning, right? As we enter the age of Aquarius, it says navigate distractions. Because Aquarians are kind of like raccoons. Yeah, they'll see something shiny and they'll go running off to, to go investigate what that is, which is fine, but do it in an aligned way. And it looks like the last quarter here is asking for that. That's great. And then I also like to pull a couple of cards from the Secret Garden. I love these little cards. They're usually always right on point. So let's see what we've got from the Secret Garden. I'll pull 3 of these, one for each month. We'll see where they want to go. We'll see where they want to go on that. All right, so the first one we have is Twilight. Surrender to the last hour when the light barely touches the flowers. A lot of surrendering here. Again, a lot of going inside, a lot of releasing. I like that. Twilight, surrender to the last hour when the light barely touches the heavens. The next one we have is Rest. Another inner card. Boy, you Aquarians, what did you guys do for all of 2020? Were you out running around all over the place that you're so tired this last quarter? It says slow down. You don't have to solve everything today. All right, look where that comes up with that storm warning, you know, that gusto wind always coming through. Maybe just take a rest right there. You don't always have to be the saviors of the universe, even though we appreciate you for that. And then change. The third card is change. As with the falling leaves, embrace change. And that's what you've got here with this 10 of Cups and with this Wheel of Fortune right here, the ending of these cycles. Aquarius, this is a beautiful reading. I want to thank you so much for joining me here. I hope that you found this helpful and inspiring. And if this reading pulled to you and if you resonate with it, I would really appreciate, as my channel grows, to put a like on there and also subscribe to my channel. And again, share this message with, you know, any Aquarian that you think could benefit from it. So peace and love to you. The divinity in me recognizes and celebrates and honors the divinity in you.